Yeah, it's my last time telling you, nigga. Why y'all stupid ass little boys to get yourself hurt behind a hoe? Man, I'm a gangster. I'm telling you like a man. I don't pay on a fake page. I ain't got that to do, man. I'm too up. I'm too G'd up, man. Like, you want a nigga to get a bit so bad, I'm telling you, I don't even talk there for these little weird ass hoes. Y'all been bringing up, I wouldn't dare even talk to them. Never spoke to them. Keep animals, my dude.
Imagine being the biggest streamer on the planet, freshly crowned Streamer of the Year, only to watch your entire world crumble because of a single tweet from a fake account with barely 600 followers. This isn't just a breakup story. It's a $200,000 disaster that turned the industry's biggest potential collaboration into a war zone. Kai Cenat was at the pinnacle of his career, but behind the scenes, a web of manipulation, a $1 million Christmas wish list, and a devastating fake rumor were about to push his mental health to the brink. On the other side of the country, NBA YoungBoy, the industry's most feared yet misunderstood figure, was preparing a life-changing surprise, a $200,000 Lamborghini Urus for Kai's team. But instead of a legendary link-up, the internet witnessed a total meltdown. Paranoia gripped Kai's inner circle, leading them to flee Utah in fear of their lives, while YoungBoy was left confused, insulted, and ready to slide to clear his name. How did a random Twitter lie escalate into a high-stakes standoff? Why did Kai refuse to pick up the phone when the truth was just one call away? Today, we're stripping back the layers of the most toxic, expensive, and unnecessary beef in internet history. To understand how this $200,000 nightmare began, we have to look at the man in the center of the storm, Kai Cenat.
Winner for Best Stream Collab is Kai Cenat and LeBron James!
By late 2024, Kai wasn't just a streamer. He was a cultural phenomenon. He was breaking every record in the book, pulling in millions of views and rubbing shoulders with the biggest celebrities in the world. He had just won the Streamer of the Year award, a moment that should have been the happiest of his life. But as the cameras flashed and the crowd cheered, Kai's personal life was quietly rotting from the inside out. Enter Gabrielle Leah. To the public, she was the supportive girlfriend living the dream life alongside the internet's king. She was beautiful, she was stylish, and she was always by Kai's side in his vlogs. But if you look closely, the cracks were already starting to show. While Kai was using his platform to talk about the crushing weight of fame and his genuine struggles with mental health, Gigi's content was focused on one thing: the aesthetic of wealth. The first major red flag didn't come from a hater or a gossip blog. It came from the person who knew Gigi best, her own mother. In a series of shocking videos that went viral across social media, Gigi's mother didn't hold back. She described her daughter not as the sweet, God-fearing woman Kai thought he was dating, but as someone who was manipulative and disobedient. Her mother literally warned Kai on camera, saying that Gigi was putting on an act and that she had a history of moving in with men just for stability. When your own mother tells the world that you are tripping and acting wild and warns your boyfriend that he doesn't know the real you, that's usually the cue to run. But Kai was in love, and as the saying goes, love is blind, especially when you're young, famous, and surrounded by yes men. But the most glaring red flag, the one the internet still can't stop talking about, was the dream man stream. Months before the breakup, Gigi was asked to describe her ideal man, like a 2K character creator. Keep in mind, Kai Cenat is roughly 5 feet 5 inches, dark-skinned, and a streamer. Gigi's response? She wanted someone 6 feet 1 inch, light-skinned, with waves, who makes music. She didn't just describe a random guy, she described the exact physical archetype of NBA YoungBoy. At the time, fans laughed it off as a joke, but in hindsight, it was a roadmap for the disaster that was about to unfold. She was essentially manifesting a man who was the complete opposite of the one paying her bills. As Christmas 2024 approached, the dynamic shifted from suspicious to outright predatory. Gigi presented Kai with a Christmas wish list that looked more like a corporate acquisition plan. We're talking about a pink G-Wagon worth $300,000, a pink crocodile Birkin bag that can cost up to $350,000, a frosted Audemars Piguet watch worth $88,000, and a mountain of Chanel and Louis Vuitton. The total? Nearly $1 million. The audacity was breathtaking. While she was asking for these life-altering gifts, she kept repeating the same phrase, "It's not that much." This is a classic manipulation tactic, downplaying the magnitude of a request to make the provider feel small or stingy if they refuse. To Gigi, Kai wasn't a partner. He was a walking ATM. Sources close to the situation say that when Kai failed to produce the $200,000 pink G-Wagon on Christmas morning, the atmosphere in the relationship turned toxic instantly. But it wasn't just about the money. There were whispers that Gigi had been flued out by other high-status men early in the relationship. When Kai eventually caught wind of these rumors and confronted her, the response wasn't an apology, it was gaslighting. She allegedly tried to make Kai feel like he was the one being insecure and controlling, a tactic used to deflect guilt and maintain control over the narrative. This was the tinderbox. You had a world-famous streamer struggling with his mental health, a girlfriend who saw him as a bank account, a mother-in-law warning of a hidden persona, and a list of demands that would bankrupt a small country. All it needed was one spark to set the whole thing on fire. And that spark didn't come from a credible news source or a close friend. It came from a random, unverified Twitter account named Fendi with only 600 followers. One tweet, one lie. It claimed that DJ Academics had reported Gigi was cheating on Kai with NBA YoungBoy. It was a complete fabrication. Academics had never said it. There was no video, no audio, and no proof. But in the age of viral misinformation, the truth doesn't matter as much as the headline. The tweet exploded, racking up millions of views in hours. For a man like Kai, who was already battling self-doubt and mental fatigue, this was the final blow. He didn't wait for a fact check. He didn't call Academics. He didn't call YoungBoy. He went straight to Twitter and posted those fateful words, "I'm single. I'll never be in another relationship again." In that moment, Kai Cenat thought he was protecting his dignity. In reality, he was falling straight into a trap that would cost him a $200,000 gift, a massive collaboration, and his peace of mind. The stage was set for World War III, and NBA YoungBoy, man who doesn't take his name being dragged lightly, was about to enter the chat. While the internet was busy dissecting Kai Cenat's breakup tweets, 2,000 miles away in the snowy mountains of Utah, NBA YoungBoy was operating on a completely different wavelength. To the media, YoungBoy is often painted as the villain, the crash-out king who is always looking for a reason to slide. But behind the gates of his Utah estate, a very different story was playing out. YB wasn't looking for a fight, he was looking to give back. According to exclusive details later revealed by DJ Academics, YoungBoy had actually developed a deep respect for the streaming community. He had been watching the rise of Kai Cenat and his crew, and he saw something in them that he related to. Young, self-made, and disruptive. YB doesn't just mess with anyone. His circle is notoriously tight. But he had taken a specific liking to one of Kai's younger associates, Rakai. Rakai was the rising star, the little brother of the group. A few months prior, a clip had gone viral where someone had gifted Rakai a toy car as a prank. While the internet laughed, NBA YoungBoy didn't find it funny. In his world, respect isn't a joke. He told Academics, "If you're going to give that boy a gift, give him a real gift." This wasn't just talk. YB decided right then and there that he was going to change Rakai's life. YoungBoy went out and purchased a brand new Lamborghini Urus. We are talking about a $200,000 plus machine, a super SUV that represents the ultimate status symbol. This wasn't for a music video or a tax write-off. This was a surprise gift for Rakai. The plan was legendary. YB invited Rakai out to Utah under the guise of a potential collaboration stream. The real goal? To pull up on camera and hand over the keys to the Lambo in front of hundreds of thousands of live viewers. It would have been the biggest moment in streaming history, a bridge between the rap world and the digital world that no one saw coming. Rakai arrived in Utah. The cameras were being prepped and the energy was high. But back in the digital world, the Fendi tweet was spreading like wildfire. 17 million views, hundreds of thousands of comments. The fake rumor that YB was messing with Kai's girl had reached a fever pitch. This is where the tragedy of miscommunication begins. NBA YoungBoy, realizing his name was being dragged into a mess he had nothing to do with, tried to do the honorable thing. He reached out to Kai Cenat. He wanted to clear the air, man to man. He wanted to say, look, I don't know your girl. I've never spoken to your girl. And I'm literally about to give your boy a Lamborghini. Let's not let the internet win. But Kai Cenat didn't pick up. According to academics, Kai's logic was fueled by heartbreak and paranoia. In Kai's mind, why would he talk to the man who supposedly finessed his girlfriend? He assumed YB was calling to gaslight him or brag. By refusing to answer that phone call, Kai unknowingly slammed the door on the truth. He chose to believe a 600-follower Twitter account over a direct line from the source. The situation in Utah turned from a celebration to a thriller movie in a matter of minutes. When Kai's team saw that YB was upset about the ignored calls, they didn't think, oh, maybe we should talk. They thought, we need to get out of here. They were terrified. They saw NBA YoungBoy's reputation, the top persona, the never broke again energy, and they let fear take the wheel. They genuinely believed that because Kai had ignored YB, Rakai was in physical danger. They thought the surprise stream was a setup for a slide. In a state of pure panic, Kai's team orchestrated a rescue mission. They told YB that Rakai had an emergency photo shoot and had to leave Utah immediately. They packed his bags, rushed him to the airport, and flew him out of the state before the sun went down. Imagine NBA YoungBoy's perspective. He has a $200,000 Lamborghini sitting in his driveway with Rakai's name on it. He has been nothing but hospitable. He's trying to show love to the next generation. And suddenly, the kid he's trying to bless flees the state like he's running from a hitman. YB was stunned. He told academics later, they really thought I was going to do something to a kid. The insult was deeper than the injury. YoungBoy wasn't just out $200,000 for a car he no longer had a reason to give. He was robbed of his intent. He wanted to be the mentor, the big brother, the generous superstar. Instead, he was being treated like a monster because of a lie started by a weird-ass hoe on the internet. This is the real cost of clout chasing. The fake tweet didn't just end a relationship, it killed a dream. It robbed Rakai of a life-changing gift. It robbed the fans of a historic collaboration, and it left NBA YoungBoy standing in the Utah snow, holding the keys to a Lamborghini that nobody wanted to claim. But as the dust settled in Utah, the fire was just starting to burn on social media. NBA YoungBoy doesn't stay quiet when his character is questioned. He was ready to clear his name, and he didn't care who got caught in the crossfire. He was done playing nice, and the gangster the world was so afraid of was finally about to speak his truth. The silence in Utah didn't last long. NBA YoungBoy isn't the type to let a lie sit on his name, especially when that lie cost him $200,000 and a shattered reputation. When the news hit that Kai's team had extracted Rakai out of Utah like it was a war zone, YB finally reached his breaking point. He didn't go through a PR team. He didn't put out a polished statement. He did what he does best. He spoke directly to the people. I'm a gangster. I'm telling you like a man. I didn't play on no fake page. YB's voice echoed across the internet. He was disgusted. The man who had been ready to hand over the keys to a Lamborghini was now forced to defend his basic humanity. He made it clear. He didn't know Gigi. He had never spoken to her, and he certainly wasn't going to hurt a kid over a girl he didn't even want. This was the moment the narrative flipped. The internet, which had been clowning Kai for being cucked, suddenly realized they had been played. The $200,000 Lamborghini Urus, the gift that never was, became a symbol of YB's genuine intent versus the industry's fake paranoia. YB wasn't the villain in this story. He was the biggest victim of a misinformation campaign designed to create chaos for clicks. As the heat turned on Gigi, she attempted to execute the oldest move in the influencer handbook, the victim card. She took to Instagram claiming she was being bullied and that Kai was painting a false narrative. She denied ever cheating and told Kai to stop playing the sympathetic role. But this time, the gaslighting didn't work. The internet had receipts. Fans began digging into Gigi's digital footprint, and what they found was a goldmine of hypocrisy. Old posts surfaced of her thirsting over NBA YoungBoy, calling him Bae, and praising his music years before she ever met Kai. It became clear that the dream man she described on stream, the 6'1" artist with waves, wasn't a random fantasy. It was a template. For someone who claimed they never dealt with that man, she sure seemed to have him on her mind for a long time. But the most damning evidence came from Kai's own inner circle. Bree, Kai's professional assistant, who was known for staying out of the drama, posted a simple string of trash can emojis. In the world of high-level creators, that's the equivalent of a 10-page expose. If the person who manages your life thinks your ex is trash, the world knows the truth. It wasn't just about a fake tweet. It was about the way Gigi had treated Kai behind closed doors. The aftermath was a grim look at the clout economy. Think about the sheer scale of the loss here. Kai Cenat lost his peace of mind, his relationship, and a massive bridge to the rap world. Kai lost a $200,000 Lamborghini and the opportunity of a lifetime. NBA YoungBoy lost a significant amount of money and was once again forced to defend his character against a world that wants him to be the bad guy. All of this because of a 600-follower Twitter account. It's a terrifying reminder of how fragile success is in 2024 and 2025. We live in an era where a lie can travel around the world 7 times before the truth can even get its shoes on. The Fendi account didn't just post a rumor. They conducted a social experiment on how easy it is to destroy the lives of the most powerful people in entertainment. Kai Cenat eventually had to face the music. He had to realize that his refusal to communicate, his fear of being gaslit by YB, was the very thing that allowed the lie to win. If he had picked up that phone, the stream would have happened. Kai would be driving a Urus, the beef would have been a brotherhood, but instead he let his trauma from a toxic relationship dictate his business moves. As for Gigi, her reputation in the streaming world is effectively over. You can't ask for $1 million in gifts, ignore your partner's mental health struggles, move suspicious with other men, and then try to play the victim when the world finds out. She became a cautionary tale for every high-level creator. Watch who you let into your circle, because some people aren't in love with you. They're in love with the lifestyle you provide. Today, the dust has settled, but the scars remain. NBA YoungBoy proved that his bad boy image hides a level of loyalty and generosity that most people will never understand. Kai Cenat is still the king of Twitch, but he's a more guarded king now. He learned the hard way that in the world of fame, the biggest threats aren't the ones coming for your throne. They're the ones sitting right next to you, asking for a pink G-Wagon. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a $200,000 lesson in trust, communication, and the devastating power of a single tweet. The $200,000 Lamborghini is still a ghost. The relationship is dead, and the internet has moved on to the next scandal. But the lessons from this Kai Cenat and NBA YoungBoy fallout will haunt the industry for years. It's a chilling reminder that in the digital age, your circle can either be your fortress or your downfall. Was Kai right to protect his peace and walk away? Or did his paranoia cost his team the greatest opportunity of their lives? And what does it say about us, the audience, that a random account with 600 followers can manipulate the entire culture into a frenzy? NBA YoungBoy proved he was ready to show real love, but the world wasn't ready to believe him. Now we want to hear from you. Was Gigi the ultimate clout chaser, or was this all just one big tragic misunderstanding? Drop a comment below and let us know if you think Kai should have picked up that phone. If you want more deep dives into the stories the mainstream media is too afraid to touch, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't get caught in the fake news cycle. Stay locked in here for the real truth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.